welcome to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after show here on theStream.tv. I am one of your hosts, Stephanie Pressman, and with me, as almost always, we have Christian Lopez, and we have Anastasia Washington.
Hi.
And we have a guest host tonight, because Germar is not here. We have Benjamin Dunn, who you might know from Ranker Comics, or Saving Throw, or just from my Facebook feed.
Probably that.
So tonight's episode was not as fast-paced as last week's, but it was still had a ton of information, and I felt like we are definitely on the right track. Things were moving slow, they're starting to really rev up.
I would say it's one of the episodes that's actually like just shock after shock after shock. And so in that way, it's kind of action-packed, not as like explosions, but more like bombs dropping, like metaphorical bombs.
Well, I also like that they finally introduced Afterlife, instead of Attila, I guess, because we can't see Attila yet. But you know, you get to see the home of the Inhumans. Oh, sorry, Marvel.
Whoa.
Inhumans.
Whoa.
The Inhumans. I didn't say that word, Marvel. I apologize.
Whoa,
Remove
Disney
him.
bought Marvel, Mutants is a no-go.
Remove
Yeah.
him, remove him.
No, I have a lanyard,
Oh, okay.
so
You're good.
I'm the only
You're good.
one.
Level 10 clearance.
Yeah.
So, want to make sure you guys are checking in with us. We are live, so you can. Anastasia is looking at Twitter. Christian is looking at your comments in the live chat. And also, we're going to be giving away Ben's lanyard, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. lanyard, that is signed by the Stan Lee. So
The
make sure you're
Generalissimo.
commenting along, and we will give one of our viewers
Wait a second,
this
guys.
awesome lanyard.
I want it.
So the first question I have is about Coulson. Coulson and Hunter at the end of last episode were on their own in Tahiti at a bar, and we knew that they were going to start trying to assemble a team. In this episode, we see that Deathlock, or Mike, has joined their team. Who do you guys think will be next? Make sure you're commenting at home, and what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, they already said they're going after Ward, which
I'm not too thrilled about.
I mean, well, does that mean that they're going to get Agent 33 as well? Because they're kind of like doing the stuff together.
Do you mean the sexy type?
I don't know what I can say on this show.
You can say
Whatever
anything
the
you
fuck
want.
you want.
They are hardcore fucking.
They're making sweet, sweet love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're kind of a combo
Not really
deal.
sweet.
But that's also
I actually really do hope that they team up with Ward and Agent 33. I really did love Ward as an Agent S.H.I.E.L.D., but I do love the fact that he kind of has his own like hidden agenda right now. And he's not trying to take down S.H.I.E.L.D., but he's not trying to help them, but he wants to go against them. It's
Okay,
mysterious.
I think he just wants to take down everything.
Everything.
Like he's just the anarchist right now.
I don't get Ward's appeal, but I'm down with Agent 33.
It's the beard. Oh, he doesn't have the beard anymore.
Well, I love Ward, but it seems like Skye has maybe a new love interest. She has this new transitioner that they introduced in this episode, Lincoln, and he has this really cool manipulating electricity power.
Which will be really fun in their relationship.
Well, what else could that be used for other than just levitating her? And
Which is a great first date. Like, I'm gonna levitate you on your first date.
Yeah, that's a
Yes,
trump card,
done.
guys.
it's
Done.
like Superman when he takes Lois Lane flying.
Exactly.
Levitate your girlfriend
Yeah.
or the girl that you want to woo, and you'll have her for life.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm getting from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now is they are they're both bringing in the possibility of them connecting with Marvel, with them saying the elders, it could be the royal family and stuff like that, but they're also separating everything by bringing in these Inhumans that we've never seen before.
Who do we think? Is there any possibilities that you guys think
Well-
that Lincoln could be?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying that he could be Hellfire or Inferno, but now that we know that he has electrical power, maybe the Phantom, but not, I don't know. The closest analogy is like Static Shock, but that's DC, so it can't be.
But I feel like he might be just somebody new, and that they're
Right.
like teasing us with him, and then they might just bring the royal family.
I mean, we haven't seen any Inhumans who are actually Inhumans except for Daisy, who's an actual Inhuman, who's Quake.
Right.
Because Raina's not really an Inhuman
And we
in
have
the show. Or the
everyone
comics.
has their suspicions about who Gordon is, that he's the reader.
I'm looking at it as through the aspect is they can't do a lot of things for the movies that they can do on the show, and they can't do a lot of the things on the show that they can do in the movies. So what I see is maybe they can use Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to bring some of really cool quests that Daisy has, because we're never gonna be able to see, because they own different things. We're never gonna be able to see Skye fight Wolverine, fight Magneto, fight all these things. But she also has a lot of other triumphs, getting the level 10 clearance with S.H.I.E.L.D., growing and becoming Fury's right-hand man. I mean, killing several people with her powers.
We don't need to go into all of them.
Sorry.
It's a sore spot for me. I'm sorry. I'll get over it.
Well, who do you guys think that Lincoln could be? If you have any ideas, please let us know. Christian is looking at the chat right now. Anastasia is looking at the tweets right now. Speaking of, Christian, who's in the chat right now?
We have a lot of people, actually. We have one guy who's constantly bringing up the chats and trying to ask a lot of questions. That is Anthony Smith. He is asking the possibility of him being Deadbolt, of Lincoln being Deadbolt. It got shut down right away, but it's cool for him to add to the conversation. Hoping that Spider-Man will appear. He's constantly just in there chattering. We have kind of a big guy with the facts. Where did he go? Jason Losoya. Jason Losoya, he's constantly answering all the questions, kind of doing our jobs for us. It's awesome. It's cool to have the nerd herd coming. Yeah, thanks, Jason.
Love you.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to the chat soon and see what else is going on in there. So you kind of touched on it earlier, Christian. I want to get a little bit more in depth. We talked a little bit, Lincoln and Gordon, I think it was Gordon actually, said a little bit about the elders, the Inhuman elders. Who do we think the Inhuman elders are? Is it Skye's mom, which, by the way, I know I said like 15 times, I thought Skye's mom was still alive, and she is totally
alive.
Still alive.
Well, she's got cool scars now.
Yes, she does. So is it Skye's mom? Is she one of the elders? Is it the royal family? Like, who?
I feel like she's high up, but I'm not sure if she's an elder.
No.
I'm hoping it's the royal family, but I'm not sure they're gonna go there. Like, I'm hoping they go there, but I'm really...
Yeah, like, that's my only hesitation for the royal family being the elders, because the Inhuman movie doesn't come out until, what, 2017?
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't even been cast yet. So we're assuming, since they're already bringing up the elders, that we'd see something about it by at least end of season.
Well, Skye's mom is old, though. Remember, like,
Super
we don't know how old she was before World War II, but it was the World War II reign of Hydra that took her, that we thought killed her before.
I agree, she's old.
She's
Get
old.
it. But I don't know that makes her an elder, because I feel like the way that she acted, I feel like it just wasn't the highest.
Right, she's a guide.
Yeah.
She's a trainer.
Yeah.
Or is she just doing that because she's Skye's mom?
This is a completely off the Marvel thing, but it is ABC Family. If you guys ever watched the show Heroes, there's a character called Claire who has the same exact powers as Skye's mom, and it gets to the point where she regenerates. So after a certain amount of time, she just stops aging, and then she lives on whatever for that time.
I would love that. Can they sell that?
Yeah, right?
It's a serum.
But she's not the leader of the group, but because she is so ageless, she does become clout and have merit in the kind of association of the superhumans.
Yeah, and I feel like that's more it, because I just felt like the way she acted in the place itself was very high up, but not the highest. I feel like when we finally see the elders, it's going to be like pomp and
But
circumstance.
this is also, when we say elders, I mean, we think that Skye's mom has this superpower, this special power that most people do not have. So how much older is she than everyone else? I mean, Skye's still gonna age, Raina's still gonna age, right? So this is a great question. You guys make sure you are talking to Christian about it. Also, Bobby keeps siding with Coulson's team, and this has been kind of like throwing me off a bit because we really want to hate Bobby because she double-crossed our S.H.I.E.L.D, Coulson's S.H.I.E.L.D.
I still kind of hate her.
But she keeps, pulling at us, making us think that she's still siding with the rest of Coulson's team. Do we think that she's going to deflect back to Coulson's S.H.I.E.L.D? And if she does, when's that going to be?
I feel like that's the only way her character can go and redeem themselves, really, right?
Seems inevitable.
Yeah. Otherwise, the only other choice is that she, at the last moment, realizes the error of her ways and sacrifices herself somehow, which is a very Whedon thing to do, so it could happen.
Yeah, but also, it just honestly feels like, yes, there's this division between, what is it, real S.H.I.E.L.D and Coulson's S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's what we're going at right
And
now.
I'm pretty sure that they're just going to they're going to merge together with some kind, fighting some baddie. Yeah.
And realize they are so kumbaya and lovely together.
I mean,
better as a team.
Is anyone else getting like? I love every single time that Edward James Olmos says "my ship" or "the ship," like every single time. Just the BSG nerd in me is going, yeah, your ship, buddy. Love it.
I think Bobby always sides with what she believes is good. Mm-hmm. So she's gonna side with whoever she sees is doing things to the best of the ability, like whoever is not going on massive slaughters, whoever is not becoming, I don't know, I don't want to say terroristy, but kind of like that, like who don't want to be tyrants. She is a beam of light. Opposed, May goes to where Coulson goes, or goes to the side of Fury, as to Bobby, who goes to the side of good.
So speaking of May, there was a lot that was going on in this episode. Edward James Olmos' character actually offered May a chance to sit on the board of Real S.H.I.E.L.D. so that they had an ally of Coulson's when they figure out what they're doing with him.
Well, they gave her two offers. They gave her a seat and they gave her a gun to shoot him. I don't know. I think they're barking up the wrong tree with May. She's never, ever going to change.
Well, even if she joins New S.H.I.E.L.D. to be a real S.H.I.E.L.D. to be Coulson's ally, you're saying that she's not, that she's still in it for her and for Fury.
Yeah. I think, she's in it for, honestly, she's one of the dyed-in-the-wool S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Like, she's going to do what's ever best for S.H.I.E.L.D. So she doesn't know who these other people are and what their agenda is. She knows Coulson. And she trusts Coulson.
She's a Coulson girl.
Right.
Who isn't a Coulson girl?
Can I just say,
some people,
like, one of the biggest thrills for me in this episode was a kind of offhand remark that I forget what Edward James Olmos' character is actually called, but like he was saying that Coulson and Skye should be in the Index, which is all of the superpowered people, and he had also mentioned that the reason that they call May the Cavalry is because she killed a superhuman.
Right.
So she killed someone in the Index. So
which is alluding the same thing that you just said.
Who and how?
Yeah,
that was real huge.
Yes, that's what they pointed to. Yes, that's why they call you the cavalry, right? But you see in the preview to the next episode, May opens up a kind of serious whoop ass and defeats like tons of S.H.I.E.L.D.
when doesn't
so
she?
I wanna know if she's like, okay guys, time to turn back, going back to Coulson.
Well, I definitely think that we should talk more about this, but it's that awful, awful, terrible time of the show where we have to take a break. But it's cool, because you're going to see some messages from the stream, and we'll be right back.
just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live. In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
So this is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
Bennet, the more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are gonna be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell them, go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on theStream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
And we're back. So, Christian, who is on the YouTube stream right now?
Well, I'm going to shout out Amelia Scott. She's constantly tweeting in and being great. And Stephen Gempa? Stephen Gempa.
Sure.
Good job, Stephen.
Also, make sure that you're using hashtag AOSAS. And we have some Twitter questions that came from you throughout the week, and then we'll have some from Anastasia that came from tonight. We've got Jarvis J. Bird Wilson, which is at JH Caster. He says, now that Coulson has Kree blood like Skye, what would happen to him if he was exposed to the mist? I
don't think anything was going to happen to him because I think
it wasn't about the blood, right?
Right, he'll survive because it's the same thing that happened with because he was able to touch the tuner. Was it the tuner, the finder, the monolith? He was able to touch
Obelisk.
The obelisk. He was completely okay with that.
Who was?
So Coulson.
He touched the obelisk?
Well, everyone who's had that blood was able to touch it, right?
I don't.
Or am I wrong?
It's everyone who naturally had the blood in them.
Oh.
He was injected with the blood, so he went insane because his body wasn't made to handle it.
But Skye's father touched it, and he was fine, and he doesn't have I think he just has the blood in him, because he's scientifically changed.
Yeah, he's changed.
But I don't
But
think.
it was, I think, the people that had the not the genome, but whoever had that.
Right, the inhuman.
The inhuman gene.
Right.
Did Skye's dad touch the obelisk?
Yes, he did, because he
or
took
did
it.
he just take Reyna to show Reyna how to touch the obelisk?
Reyna touched it.
Reyna touched it. I don't think Skye's dad never touched it.
Didn't Whitehall touch it?
Whitehall didn't touch it either.
He didn't because he was too high up. He was sending other people to do it. Huh. Okay.
Guys.
We'll take one more of these Twitter questions from the week, which is Skylar, also known as at Richie Geckos, Geckos. He or she said, Skye's entire storyline is engulfing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I'm sorry, but you have 5 other main characters that you're neglecting, and you killed another off for angst. Is that true? Do you guys agree or disagree?
They have to, because the whole point of this last part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is tying in enough Inhuman data so that when Age of Ultron comes out and they have Scarlet Witch and they have Quicksilver, they can say, oh, they're Inhumans. Oh, you don't know what Inhumans are? Why don't you go watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Which is what they did after Winter Soldier. It's the reason the show got really good, is because they're tying it into the MCU really well.
Which is so exciting.
Yeah. So that's my opinion. I could be wrong.
No, it's a good opinion. Anastasia, you have some Twitter questions that are going on right now, right?
That's very true. The first one is, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was awesome. What's inside the cube? And that's from at Daniel Roman.
Well, it's all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s data. It's the toolbox.
How great was it when Gemma pushed Fitz away? I know that Twitter must be blowing up right now.
Oh,
about
we have some.
He gave him the toolbox.
Oh,
He gave it to himself. Did you see that sleight of hand that he did? The whoop, whoop, I don't know what you're talking about. Here's that cube you wanted so bad.
He's been working on that.
He did.
I think Jenna was the one who packed it for him, because remember,
Yeah, right.
previously, beforehand, she would make him a sandwich every time he would go on the expedition. So when he saw the block, he was like, "Good on you, Jenna." When he was scanning it, remember, they're pretty much the only 2 scientists on there. Everyone else was a field agent, a mercenary or whatever. He knew what she was doing when she was scanning it. He read the data. She wasn't trying to open the box. She was making a replica of it.
I don't know if that's.
She definitely made definitely pulled an old switcheroo.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean we all realize that she has a fake.
How does she have time to do that and make a sandwich? This girl's a superwoman.
And it had pesto aioli, guys.
What?
Wasn't it?
I love her.
It sounded very delicious. Gemma can make me a sandwich anytime she wants.
She really can.
Who else is in there?
We've got another one. We got at Weapon XKP21 says, Skye's mother is alive? How long has Skye's father known, though?
Yeah, we asked that exact same question.
It did seem like he was in the know, but how much, we're not exactly sure.
Yeah.
How long?
I don't think he knew until Gordon picked him up and put him into the room without a door.
I agree.
And she visited.
But the only thing that makes me think differently is when he was talking to her, she was like, I found her. I told you I'd find her. So how long have they been talking about finding their daughter? Is my thing.
Well, we have some shout outs for Twitter fans that are always giving us the love. We've got Agent Coulson's Army, Joe Kirby at JKirby1776 at iHeartCoulson. Benjamin Sisko, which is at Chosen for Greatness. And of course, at S.H.I.E.L.D. Radio. Now, Ben, we've all been waiting really patiently to find out how we can get our hands on that Stanley signed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. lanyard.
Yeah.
How can people get that?
Okay, so this was given to me by the great people over at POW Entertainment in conjunction with, I work for Ranker Comics at ranker.com/comics. And so we're gonna give this away through our Ranker Comics Twitter. So what you're going to need to do, I'm going to ask you a question right now, and you're going to tweet it at ranker_comics with the hashtag
AOSAS. You know how it goes.
You've already done that before. So
and at the stream TV. At the stream TV.
Yeah. So all of those. But also, so at, you know the other ones, it's at, the other one you probably don't know is at ranker_comics. So here's the question. We all know Agent Coulson. Agent Coulson is played by Clark Gregg. Now, Clark Gregg is married to a pretty famous actress, if you know what I mean. Name the actress. Go.
Okay, so we're going to be looking at all of those answers this weekend. We're going to choose one winner, and we will send the lanyard to that winner. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure that you continue to follow along with us. The chat is open all week long. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook, and let us know. Let us know. You can either tweet at us or at theStreamtv, and make sure you're using hashtag AOSAS. We will see you next week at the same, not bat time, at the same S.H.I.E.L.D. time, same S.H.I.E.L.D. place. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
For more of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. After Show, hit that button and subscribe to theStream.tv.